Hello and welcome to this brand new episode on One India, where we are tracking and also getting the voices from not just India but all across the globe in the run up to the consecration ceremony of the newly built Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. And it is our pleasure today to be joined by a Norwegian MP, Himanshu Gulati, who has come all the way from Norway to India, special invitee for this ceremony. Himanshuji, thank you so much for speaking to One India. We really appreciate your time and effort here. First things first, how do you feel being invited for this grand ceremony? And needless to say, back in Norway also, you are a member of parliament there in the current government, and obviously makes a lot of sense and tells a lot of about the connect between India and Norway.
First of all, thank you for having me on, and I have to say it's genuinely a true honor to be invited for such a significant event, which is
Mhm.
not just a significant event for all of India or even people of Hindu faith around the world, but I believe this
Mhm.
should be an important event for the entire world because it shows how a disputed issue can be solved democratically and peacefully, and therefore I believe the whole world should look to India on this significant day.
Indeed, indeed, it's historic, by any standards. This Ram Temple coming and seeing the light of the day, and now in its full glory, coming in front of all of us. Share with us your experiences back in Norway as far as the Indian culture and traditions are concerned. A lot of diaspora there in Norway as well. How are the festivals being celebrated there, and what is the daily itinerary, if I may ask? Being a Hindu there.
So the Indian community and also the Hindi community in Norway is very small. We are only about 30,000 people of Indian origin, which is not much, especially by Indian
Exactly. Mhm.
standards. But I think Indian culture makes itself felt
Mhm.
all over the world through things like spiritualism, meditation, and many things that mean a lot for people all over the world, no matter which religion or which country you are from. And of course
Mhm.
also more modern influence, whether it be food and cuisine or music and films. But
Mhm.
I think we also see India taking a much more important role globally on the political stage, and being an
Mhm.
important trade partner, an important ally, and important international questions. So I would say the importance of India has grown significantly in the past few years, and that
Mhm.
also perhaps makes this celebration here in Ayodhya even bigger in that sense.
Right, indeed, indeed. Norway, if you just hear the name Oslo comes to your mind, and then comes the Nobel Prize also, which is being conferred from there. Share with us your journey there, your role there, uh, how you have, achieved the success, I would say, by all means, and also what is the role that you as an MP play there in the governance?
Hmm. So my parents moved from Delhi to Norway about 40 years back. My dad's a doctor, my mom's a physiotherapist, and me and
Okay.
my sisters, we were all born in Norway. And
Mhm.
I had an interest for politics and joined youth politics, and was
Mhm.
very lucky that my party also won the election, and I was asked to serve as a deputy minister, including for the prime minister. And I
Mhm.
later ran for parliament, and serving in the parliament is a privilege representing the country of my people. And of course, I work for the betterment of Norwegian society, and to solve our domestic issues. But for me, it's also a big personal mission to connect my country, Norway, with my country of origin, my parents' country, which is India, because I truly believe that India has a lot to offer the world
Mhm.
in terms of trade opportunity and also good values. And at the
Mhm.
same time, Norway has a lot to offer India in terms of being a country known for peace and the Nobel Peace Prize, as you mentioned, but also
Mhm.
as a destination for tourism. We have a lot of
Right.
Indians coming to India to Norway to see the Northern Lights, and it's for me being able to be a bridge between the two countries as the only Norwegian member of Parliament of Indian origin is
Mhm.
something I consider a privilege, and therefore I'm even more thankful and grateful when I'm invited for such important events in India.
Indeed, indeed, the ties between the two countries and I can safely say from India with love, you and your family, they're doing a yeoman's job. Needless to say, your parents, so all due respect to them as well. Share with us, Mr. Gulati, and this is a this forms a very intricate part of our conversations that we have had in the run up to the consecration ceremony, especially with the diaspora. Growing up in a country far, far away from India, what, how what role the parents have to play, and they played in your case, to retain those values that when you come to India, to Lucknow, I mean, I could see it, in your body language, on your face also, that no matter after a long, tiring journey, um, and if I may add here, the luggage left behind in the flight, I mean, you are still blooming.
And well, I think that's something special about the ambience and the energy here in Ayodhya right
Mhm,
now. And to your questions about parents, I think
mhm,
they play the most important and most significant role in our lives. When I was a child, my mother used to teach me not just my parents used to teach me not just to speak Hindi, but also
mhm,
to read and write Hindi. And uh, being a child, I found that very annoying. Today, I'm
mhm,
ever grateful for that, because that means that when I've had the honor of meeting whether it's Prime Minister Modi ji, or the Chief Minister here in Uttar Pradesh, Yogi
mhm,
ji, I'm able to speak with them in Hindi as well, and to
yeah,
retain the roots of my parents' home country. So, but I think there's something more also about the values that the Indian culture and the Hindu culture brings
mhm,
with it. If we look around the world now, there are a lot of people of Indian origin doing very well. We have
yeah,
a prime minister in Great Britain who's of the
mhm,
Hindu faith. We have the CEO of perhaps some of the biggest companies in the world in
yeah,
the United States who are of Indian origin. And I think that
mhm.
says something about the values that come with the Indian culture, and that people work hard, work dedicatedly in their respective fields, and literally reach the top of the world.
Indeed. One final question. I won't keep you waiting. You have traveled a long distance. Must have seen lots of footages being beamed across the world of the newly constructed Ram Temple. When you are going to be there physically, surrounded by the who's who of not just of India but also from across the world, what kind of feeling would dawn? Is it something that would be surreal, or something that was meant to be?
I think it'll be easier to answer that after the event. But I feel an energy and an excitement, and I
Mhm,
truly feel that I've been invited to be part of something that's extremely significant in the
mhm,
history of this world, and
mhm.
something that's perhaps larger than all of us as individuals. So I'm very grateful to be able to be part of something truly historic.
Indeed. And very quickly, the world is one village. Vasudev Kutumbakam is what, is the mantra nowadays, especially after G20. What message do you carry from Norway to India, and what would it be that you carry back to Norway?
No, I carry a message that for some people can seem a bit cliche or politically
Mhm,
correct, but which
mhm,
still is very important, and that is the message of harmony and peace. If we look around us in the world, whether it's in Ukraine and Russia, or Israel and the Middle East, and many
mhm,
other spots, violence, conflict is the default, and something we take for granted. But Ayodhya shows us that even long-standing disputes need not be that. That things can be
right,
worked out in a harmonious way. And as you said, the whole world is
mhm,
indeed one family, one village, and
mhm.
we better start acting like that. And hopefully, at least that's the thoughts and the prayers that I will bring with me to the Ram Temple tomorrow.
Right. Himanshu Gulati there, Norwegian MP, coming here to attend the consecration ceremony. Mr. Gulati, thank you so much. We wish you a lovely evening ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on.